welcome. Thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for being a part of this journey with all of us. I'm Lindsay Musin, one of LHI's founding board members from 2008, which is when I stumbled across Katie and Pedro running this amazing program out of their homes in Guatemala without pay. It's an honor and privilege to kick us off tonight. What a story and an accomplishment. Many years ago, there was a dream. The local team had a dream of running their own school, and each staff member kind of joked about what they would teach in the school. Eventually, it became increasingly difficult to achieve our goals and increase our impact through our existing school partnership. And the local team interviewed other schools and did a lot of research, and then approached us as a board to ask if we can begin the process of starting our own school. We said no. It was too risky. It was too ambitious, too scary, too different. How can we possibly raise all of that money to start a new school? But Katie said we weren't changing a thing except our method of delivery. For Katie, impossible is just the first step towards possible. And so we took a very thorough conservative approach, doing years of research and planning, ensuring feasibility in basically 3 major projects. We had the program development project, we had the school construction project, and we had the fundraising project. And all 3 had to come together to make this successful. It's challenged us in tremendous ways and really helped us grow stronger than ever as an organization, as a local team, as a board, and as a broader community. And we invited people near and far into this work, and everyone, all of you, everyone from our local staff to our dedicated building volunteers to education advisors to donors, each of us contributed what we had, whether that be time, talent, or treasure, or a combination, to make this dream a reality. It's really amazing to see what a community can do when it comes together around a common goal. So everyone on this call here tonight played an important role in supporting our local team to make the school happen, make the school come true. And so tonight's celebration is for all of us. I'm here with you tonight to witness hope, progress, unity at a time when the world really needs it most. I wasn't able to go to Guatemala in person for the ribbon cutting, and so I'm really excited to share this moment here with all of you. One of the best parts of being on the LHI board is learning and working alongside an amazing board of directors. And together we're co-hosting tonight's event, so you'll be hearing from a number of us throughout the hour. So I'm going to ask each LHI board member who's on the call to introduce yourself, how long you've been on the board, where you're currently living, and if there's anything else you want to say at this time, go ahead and share that as well. Can we start with Lindsay?
Hi, everyone. Great to see you all. So I am currently in Canada, which is where I'm from, but currently living in Georgia, the country. And I've been on the board, I think, about 7 years now, and been involved with LHI 11 years ago when I started as a staff member. So great to meet you all, and thanks so much for joining.
Thank you, Lindsay. Bailey?
Hey everybody, my name is Bailey. This is my 2nd year on the board, and I live in Dallas, Texas, and I'm super excited to see all of you and to be here.
Thank you, Bailey. Courtney?
Hi everyone, I'm Courtney Wong. I've been on the board after working in Guatemala in 2009, so I've been on the board about 12 years, and I'm here in New York City and just really grateful to everyone for joining. And I can pass it to Daisy.
Hi, everyone. Hello from Santa Fe, New Mexico. I've been on the advisory board for, I think it's been about 1.5 years, and I'm just so excited to be part of this wonderful night.
Thank you, Daisy. Hannah Rose?
Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Rose. I first went down to Chajul in 2009 on a volunteer trip, but then joined the board about 2 years ago, and I am in New York City.
Thank you. Kelly? Maybe Kelly will join us when she's here. I don't know if she's having technical difficulties. Laura?
Hi, everyone. I'm here in Brooklyn, New York, and I was in Chajul last week with everyone. I've been on the board since 2013, and I was on staff in Chajul for 2 years before that. And it was amazing to be in Chajul last week, and it's so exciting to get to share back with all of you tonight. So thanks for being here. Now I'll pass it to Mary.
Thanks, Laura. My name's Mary McCabe, and I've been on the board since 2014, and I also was able to make it to Chajul last week for the opening. So super excited to share, all of our experiences with you today. And I believe that leaves Melissa left.
So, hi, everybody. I'm Melissa Granitz. I'm based in San Francisco, California. Been on the board for almost 3 years now, and I'm also the school committee chair. I think that's it for board intros. We're moving on to staff intros now, right?
Yep. Hi, everyone. My name is Heather White. I'm the Director of Development and Communications. I was lucky to be down in Chajul with everyone last week, but now I'm back home in Portland, Maine. So I think unless Lindsay wants to add anything else, we're moving on to Katie.
We actually had an advisory board member join unexpectedly, but Carlos, do you want to introduce yourself? And then Katie? If you're not available, that's okay. Okay, well, Carlos is from the Ixil area, joined our advisory board recently, and is halfway across the world, I think, starting his day in East Asia. So we're glad he could join. And Katie.
Good morning, everybody. Very happy to join this celebration. I'm from Guatemala. My name is Carlos Brito, and I'm connecting from Manila. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm Katie, Executive Director and co-founder of the organization. I actually just got home at 2 a.m. last night, so I'm back here in California, but have been in Guatemala for a little over a month, and am thrilled to be able to share this time with you. It's such a big milestone for us in our organization's 18-year history. I'll tell you a little bit about a little bit now, and you'll hear a little bit more in my speech later on in the event. It was such a privilege to be able to be there in person with all of our staff, the board members that were able to attend, so many partners, so many parents and students and construction workers. It was close to a 300-person event, and it was really so incredible to be there. The energy, the festivities, it was just palpable in the air and positive all the way around. Our students and staff are absolutely over the moon for their new school, their classrooms, their cafeteria, the bathrooms, their learning experience, the incredible sport court that we're just finishing building now. And being able to be there with all of them during the ribbon cutting was an absolute incredible experience. I can tell you that sitting down with the different families in their houses and seeing them in the classroom, that what we've been able to achieve, what our teachers have been able to achieve in these first 6 months is deeper than a lot of the work that we've been able to achieve with our students beforehand in the last 6 years in middle school and high school. Our students came in in this group with very few Spanish skills, really low confidence, and not sure what they would see for themselves as professionals or in their education. And now after just 6 months, they're literally falling out of their seats to participate, as opposed to putting their hands in front of their mouth and not being sure if they had the confidence to say any words in class. They're eager, they don't want to go to school and to go home at the end of the school day because they love being in school so much. They're curious, they're motivated. It was really incredible to be down there with them, and then also to sit down with so many of the parents in their houses as well. I wanted to share just a little bit from one of our parents named Maria, who's the single mom of one of our students called Joselina. And she wanted to share that she thinks Colegio Horizontes is an incredible school and will change the community for the better. She noted that we're really different from other schools, that she can really tell the difference because Joselina and her cousin, who's in 8th grade, is at a different school. And now after the month she's been with us, Joselina is full of ideas and a different mentality overall and a different way of thinking than her cousin. She's thinking things critically and has a lot of Spanish language schools and lots of ideas to share. Maria especially loves that Joselina has a full day of school versus the 4 hours at other schools. And she told us that she's so grateful to participate in the parent workshops so that she can support her daughter's education and help her secure a better future for herself. It's been so gratifying and heartwarming to see the classes, speak with the students, and sit down with the teachers and our grand opening. And so I'm so glad that we're able to share this moment tonight, that you can all see it and we can bring it to you virtually. Students were also thrilled to be able to do a tour of the school, translated for you by Laura here on the call, and we'll get to share that with everybody. So thanks so much for coming.
Mi nombre es Karen. Hola a todos. Buenos días. Mi nombre es Cristina Magdalena.
Good morning. Welcome to everyone. We're very excited to give you a tour of our school and our building. My name is Carolyn and my name is Christina.
Hola, aquí es donde va a ser la cocina y el comedor para los estudiantes.
This is our kitchen and our cafeteria for the students.
Acá vamos a comer todos y todas los compañeros que estudian aquí y este va a ser nuestro comedor.
This is where we will all gather and be able to eat together in our cafeteria.
Este lugar aquí es recepción y en esta parte hay mentoría.
This is our reception, and in this first room we have our mentorship space.
Aquí está la sala de los educadores, en donde los educadores van a estar trabajando.
This is our teacher's lounge, where all of our teachers are preparing and working to get ready for classes.
Aquí en este salón va a estar la directora, y todas las personas que acompañan a la directora.
This is going to be our director's office, and so she'll be there and alongside other folks who are going to be supporting her.
Y este lugar hay salas de bienestar para hablar con las mentoras o estamos viendo.
This is our wellness room, where we'll meet with our mentors to talk about how we're doing, whether we're doing well or what challenges we're having.
Acá hay una aula para la segunda generación que va a venir.
This is our classroom for our next generation of students, the second-year students that will start soon.
Y aquí hay otro salón para la segunda generación.
This is another classroom for the next generation of students, so it'll be the third class.
Aquí está el salón en donde ahora estamos recibiendo las clases y lo estamos usando.
This is the classroom where we're meeting and having all of our classes. And it's already in use.
Aquí es donde va a estar la cancha en donde vamos a practicar muchos tipos de deportes y nosotros ya tenemos la camisola o el uniforme para educación física, todos los estudiantes, para que vean que en el Colegio Horizontes ya tienen un uniforme propio.
This is going to be our sport court and our community pavilion, where we're going to have our PE classes and be able to play a lot of different types of sports. And we're already having PE class and wearing our special PE class uniform and t-shirt.
Y acá ya está nuestro edificio muy grande y es para todos. Este edificio es nuestra casa.
And so this is our building. It's our big building, and really it's our home. It's open to everyone, and we're excited to share it with you all.
So now I'm gonna throw on another video. We also want to share with you after that some of our students in action. So you've seen the building, but we want to see now some of our students.
Como dijo mi compañera Karen, es que hay muchas personas que están desperdiciando mucha agua. Un poco del concepto es el agua dulce proviene del aire y luego al pasar en los procesos y forma las nubes.
So now I'll hand it over to Melissa and Laura, who are going to share a little bit of their reflections from their time in Chajul last week.
Thanks, Laura. I can start. I really wish you all had the opportunity to see more instruction in action. Several of us had the opportunity to see a couple hours worth of instruction in action. What we saw is really so different than the instruction than the schools I've previously observed in other Guatemalan schools, where teachers primarily lecture and there's absolutely minimal student engagement, student voice, student involvement. In the science class that you just saw, for example, where students were holding up the poster, students had to present with their group strategies for conserving water after interviewing other community members about how they do it. Each student spoke in the group confidently and in very proficient Spanish, which is representative of huge growth since the school opened. And what was especially remarkable, given our focus on gender equity, is that girls had the majority of airtime in all of the instruction that I observed. I also had the opportunity to observe math instruction. The content was useful, it was rigorous. Students were discussing each other's thinking and reasoning. And what was particularly incredible and takes years of coaching and practice, even in US schools, to get there. This is my day job, so I know. Almost all 24 students spoke during the 20 minutes of instruction that I observed, which I think was really remarkable. So our values of student engagement, and agency, and relevance, and rigor were all really, really in action, even in that small snippet that we observed last week. So kudos to the local team.
Yeah, I'll just add, I think everything Melissa said I agree with, and it was truly incredible to see the classes in action and see the level of confidence that the students had. And I got to translate the tour with the two students, Christina and Carolyn, and they afterwards were coming up to me in the days following, asking me how I was, following up. One came up to me to be like, I heard that Katie's mom is here. I want to meet her. They were so excited and so open and so confident. And I remember when I was in Chajul in 2011, we've talked about this a few times, that all the girls have their hands over their mouth, are really hesitant to speak. And the level of confidence I saw in these 6th grade girls was what we used to see with our 9th grade students, only if they left Chajul and went to a school outside of town. That was the way students used to feel confident. And now we're seeing it with our 6th graders after only 6 months of formal schooling and then the prep classes beforehand. The other thing I loved watching is social dynamics, right? And so watching as students had to pair up for Kung Fu. And it was incredible to see that no one was left out. Everyone quickly formed a pair. It didn't feel cliquey. It felt so community oriented. And 6th graders can be squirrely in their bodies and a little awkward. And we did Kung Fu with them. We did Zumba with them. We did salsa with them. And they were comfortable in their bodies and comfortable around each other. And I think that level of trust in the community is so powerful, in thinking about that as a base for their confidence in themselves. And knowing, one of the teachers at one point said that students are comfortable here because they know that if they ask for help, we will help them get there. And that there was a student who had shared that she was really shy initially and she wanted to talk and just didn't know how. And she knew she was supposed to, and she knew she wanted to. And she asked for help from our school director, Odelia. And this is one of the things Odelia shared as one of the things she was most proud of in the last 6 months, was watching the student grow and knowing that for those students, they felt confident coming to the staff for support, both on academics as well as social emotional development, knowing that the staff and the community of their class and the school would show up for them. And that's an incredible learning environment. So that's my main reflection.
So now we want to bring a few highlights from Chajul and the event last week to you. So there's a bunch of involvement from our students in the event. So they did a couple performances. So this next video is going to start off with some marimba, and then we're going to see a dance and a song that the students sang. So that was just a little snippet. We're sorry that you guys weren't there to see the whole performance, but it was quite fun to see them get up on stage and share those two acts. So we now actually want to move right into sharing with you another thing. It's actually our mural, which shares the name of a number of our donors and board members and supporters of this school. So Zuli, our assistant director, is going to explain a little bit about what the imagery in the mural represents.
Oh no, and Chris, and Suli's going to tell you just a moment about the significance of the mural.
Bueno, este es el homenaje hacia ustedes.
This is a representation for you.
Si se dan cuenta, está cuando todos podemos salir, entonces en cualquier momento podemos ver y nos recordará siempre a ustedes.
So every time when we walk out of here and we see this, we will always remember you.
Algo muy importante para que podamos entender el mensaje. Una imagen puede decir más que 1000 palabras.
So an image can say more than 1,000 words.
Estas manos reflejan las manos de ustedes y tal vez de muchas personas más que no están hoy con nosotros.
These hands represent the hands of you and many others who are not here with us today.
Nosotros somos hombres de maíz. El maíz crece en la tierra.
So we are people of corn,
Hombres y mujeres.
men and women. We are people of the land.
Esta es una mazorca. El maíz está desgranando y cae a la tierra y es la semilla.
So this is an ear of corn, and the corn is being peeled off and it falls into the ground as seeds.
Esto se llama maíz. Y en el maíz está el nombre de cada uno de ustedes.
So in the corn is the name of various donors.
Cubre el colegio porque a través del colegio va a crecer la esperanza de un nuevo Chajul, que son nuestras niñas.
So then the corn is falling onto the school, and this is becoming, and these are our students who are going to become the future of this community.
Pero no podemos olvidar nuestro pasado, nuestra historia, que también da felicidad.
But we can't forget our past, our history, that also makes us happy.
Quienes han crecido a su familia con el tejido y el trabajo de la tierra.
Who have raised their family in the traditional attire and on the land.
Entonces una sola imagen une muchas comunidades y muchas vidas.
So one image, but many communities and one life.
Un aplauso de avanzada.
So that's, we're gonna move on to Mary.
Yeah, I was just going to say that video just brings back a lot of memories since I was able to be in Chajul last week. And, you know, the last time I was in Chajul was 5 years ago. And it's crazy to see how much our team has grown. And we certainly couldn't have done that without, you know, all of you guys supporting us that are on the call tonight. So I want to thank you guys for that. But something that really struck me as, you know, I was visiting with the students and the team last week was how much our team has really grown just as a whole. And then if I think about the students in our program, we were constantly asking them, like, how do you feel? And they were just like so happy and excited that we were all visiting for the opening ceremony of the school. Like, they just had smiles like as big as could be across their faces the entire time that they were interacting with us. It was so amazing just to see that and see like how excited they were about all the people that came to, you know, the ceremony. That sport court that you saw, that's where we held it. And it was just full of people who were there for, our kids, which is really what this is all about. I had a chance to have lunch at one of our mother's family's houses, and she just kept saying she has a younger daughter who was very, very shy when we were there for lunch, and her older daughter who's in our program, she was at school, so we didn't spend lunch with her. But she just kept saying, my daughter is just so much more confident. And I know we've said that, like Laura was saying that, Katie was saying that, just so much more confidence that these kids have in, they started with us late last year in the prep program, and then really started in our daily school program in January. And just the amount that they've grown in the past, 7 months now is just amazing. And to have the parents notice that too and tell us is, it means more than words could ever say. So it was just really amazing to get that feedback that, everyone in the community is really seeing the benefit that this school is having, to the kids. And kudos really goes to, the teachers, the school directors, our whole team, and obviously also all of you guys. And it was really remarkable during the ceremony that when we started the speeches, the school director, Odie, went up and the kids cheered her on, which there's not many, principal equivalents that, kids get really excited about. So I think that's also really amazing as well. So, it's fun to reminisce on just what happened last week, but want to share a few highlights of our speeches. So I'm still learning Spanish as well. So, they were in Spanish, but we had some nice translations into English. We also had some translations into Ixil because some of our students' parents and other community members who attended, they don't necessarily know Spanish. So one of our staff members in Guatemala was doing a translation to Ixil. So during the speeches, you're going to hear some Spanish, some Ixil, but we thought we'd share a few highlights. So we are going to start with a clip from our fearless leader, the executive director, Katie, who's on the call tonight, from her speech. And then we're also going to hear clips from managing director Veronica, who's led our Guatemalan team since 2008. And then also our Colegio Horizontes director, Odie.
Soy Katy, la directora ejecutiva y cofundadora de Horizontes, y realmente no puedo creer que hemos hecho este gran colegio y que hoy ha llegado. Estoy tan orgulloso de estar aquí con el equipo de Horizontes y cada uno de ustedes por celebrar este gran logro. I can't believe today has arrived and we're all here celebrating together after all of the work, energy, sweat, and tears that has been put into this incredible building and this school. Quiero contar que no ha sido fácil llegar a este momento. Ha tomado mucha planificación, trabajo en equipo, trabajo duro, resiliencia, y sobre todo una comunidad de gente que nos apoya aquí en Chajul. Y hemos visto muchos primeros desde hemos empezado. Las primeras niñas a graduar en sus familias de básico, de diversificado y de la universidad. La primera mujer a graduar con su maestría en Chajul. Y otros que han estudiado matemática y computación por la primera vez. Cuando niños empezó en nuestro programa hace 18 años, ellos no pensaban que podrían lograr de graduar de básico. No pensaban que podrían hacerlo. Y después este mismo grupo lo ha hecho y lo ha llegado a la universidad y lo ha graduado como la primera generación de mujeres de Chajul en la universidad. Y ahorita nuestros niñas y niños entran en nuestro programa y ellos dicen, yo quiero ir a la universidad, yo sé que lo puedo hacerlo, yo quiero tener esta carrera, yo quiero abrir mi propio negocio o yo quiero estudiar un grado técnico y lo puedo hacer. Y sabemos que lo pueden hacer. Varios de nuestros empleados ya todos son educados, capacitados y, muchos de nuestros graduados son en nuestro equipo, ya con su educación, ya son capacitados y ya tienen mucha pasión y corazón por el trabajo que realizamos en el equipo. Este gran colegio ha sido un trabajo enorme por el equipo. Y la parte más importante no es el edificio, aunque el edificio es increíble. Pero es el gran trabajo que estamos haciendo adentro de las aulas, los maestros, los mentoras y el equipo de Horizontes. El trabajo importante que están haciendo los padres de familia, que apoyan a sus hijos con cariño, con tradiciones y buena alimentación. Y sobre todo, es el trabajo que cada estudiante está haciendo para aprender, crecer su confianza y liderazgo, seguir sus metas y tener resiliencia durante los tiempos difíciles. Quiero agradecer a todos quienes nos han apoyado a llegar en este momento. Yo solamente podría plantear una semilla, pero juntos el equipo, los maestros, padres, la comunidad, los dos juntas directivas, socios, fundaciones y donantes hemos apoyado a dar agua, sol y mucho cariño para que esta semilla ha crecido a ser este colegio que tenemos aquí hoy. Gracias, thank you, and thank you.
She needs no introduction. This is Veronica Yat, our General Director here in Chajul.
Esta labor se ha logrado gracias al apoyo de grandes personas comprometidas, quienes le apuestan a la educación y que con mucho esfuerzo están contribuyendo a un sueño que hoy por hoy se visualiza y es la razón por la que estamos inaugurando el Colegio Mixto Horizontes sin Límites Ixil. Como directora de Horizontes, en este día especial, mi corazón está lleno de emociones. Pero sobre todo, hay mucha gratitud por todo este trabajo. Me siento afortunada de dirigir a un gran equipo comprometido que ha dado esa milla extra. Quiero manifestar mi agradecimiento especialmente a todos los donantes por este acto de amor a nuestros niños para el desarrollo educativo. A la Junta Directiva de Limitless Horizontes Ixil en Estados Unidos, a las fundaciones donantes, a la Junta Directiva local, al equipo de Horizontes, el equipo administrativo, a todos los educadores, al equipo de construcción también, y a cada uno de ustedes quienes nos acompañan en este momento, infinitas gracias.
Este día nos hermanamos personas de distintos lugares por una misma causa. La educación de la niñez y juventud, que son el futuro del municipio de Chajul y, por qué no decirlo, de Guatemala. Este es un día único y especial, un día que soñamos años atrás y hoy es una realidad. Sin duda quedará grabado por siempre en nuestras memorias, porque a pesar de las grandes dificultades que ha traído consigo el COVID-19, más que nunca unimos nuestras fuerzas, nuestra energía y fe para lograr esta meta que estamos celebrando. Nuestro más grande agradecimiento a todos ustedes por su apoyo y acompañamiento, y a quienes ya no están con nosotros, con especial cariño los recordaremos por siempre, porque de una u otra manera también son parte de este sueño. Nuestras clases se desarrollan con mucha intencionalidad, porque estamos convencidos que solo desarrollando las habilidades y conocimientos y dando todas las herramientas necesarias a nuestros estudiantes es como aseguramos que puedan superar los desafíos personales, familiares y académicos. En consecuencia, mejorar sus condiciones de vida. Aparte del área académica, el programa de mentoría está acompañando fuertemente a las familias y a los estudiantes para atender aspectos emocionales, de salud, nutrición, higiene, relaciones positivas, entre otros aspectos que consideramos son vitales para el desarrollo integral de nuestros estudiantes. A la gran familia de Horizontes, equipo local e internacional, las organizaciones aliadas y donantes, muchas gracias por su grandiosa labor, por transformar vidas, por dejar huella. Nuestro gran sueño es formar una nueva generación de líderes empoderados y bien preparados para crear una comunidad con oportunidades, dignidad y respeto para todos. Lo vamos a lograr solo si mantenemos nuestros lazos de amistad, si seguimos trabajando juntos, los acá presentes y los que sin duda alguna se van a unir a este gran proyecto. Gracias infinitas por compartir esta gran alegría con nosotros.
Hi, everyone. I'm Hannah Rose. I hope you enjoyed hearing directly from our team as much as I did. I think one of the things I've been reflecting on since I got back from Guatemala last week was how attentive the students were to all of these speeches. And as Mary said, I mean, the fact that they cheered on Odie as she walked onto the stage, and they are so proud of the team at the school. They're so proud of themselves. They're so proud to be part of this inaugural class. And as each person kind of came on and said, you're so lucky you have this opportunity, they are all nodding and saying like, absolutely, I'm so lucky. And you can tell they know they are. And then when people also kind of gave them the directive of like, you have this opportunity, you need to pass it on to the next people. I think we had somebody from the Board of Education who came and said, this is an opportunity not everybody gets. Your responsibility now is to pass this on, to help your siblings, to help the next generation. And he's like, I just know that you're going to go on. We're going to have the first female president of Guatemala. We're going to have new businesses. And they're all sitting there nodding. And I was sitting pretty close to the students. And so to watch them recognize that and be like, yeah, I've got this. Like, I'm going to change the world. I think it was really special to see them have that recognition. I think obviously here in the US, kids aren't always quite so excited to go to school. But it just really kind of hit home for me as how impactful this is and how enthusiastic, like everyone else said, the kids are. So the final part we're going to include you in today is the ribbon cutting. So this is kind of our ceremonial marker of opening the Colegio Horizontes. We gathered all of our students, and Executive Director Katie and our Managing Director Vero took on the official role of the ribbon cutters. And then we also did have some reflections with the students later in the day, but wanted to show you the ribbon cutting now.
9, 8, 6, 5, Atención. Acción.
So that was the ribbon cutting, as Hannah Rose said. And now I'm just going to throw on a short video of one of our students reflecting on his experience, actually, that Hannah Rose helped record.
All right. So thank you everyone for joining us today for this celebration. You know, our whole board team shares the belief that access to a high quality education is a human right. It should not be a privilege as it is in today's world. So as Lindsay Musin shared at the beginning, when our Guatemalan team approached us with the proposal to start a school, you know, we were scared, as she said, but we also knew it would be hugely impactful and a huge step forward in our more than 15-year partnership with the community of Chajul. But ultimately, what gave us the confidence to go for it was actually knowing that we'd be able to count on the help and support of all of you, our amazing community of donors and supporters. So opening the doors of our Colegio Horizontes has been a labor of love for our whole team. And now we're really just as excited for what the future holds. We're nearly finished selecting our second class of students, and they'll be starting prep classes soon to catch up academically and to start building community among them. As you've heard, we've done quite successfully already with our first class. So next year, we'll start more intensive planning for the opening of our high school and adding resources and expertise to our mentorship and family support programming, as well as our entrepreneurship classes. So I can't wait for the completion of our community pavilion and sport court as well. You saw that's where we held the grand opening just now, and that's where the speeches were staged. And it's also going to give us the space to widen our reach by hosting development trainings for educators from across Chajul, as well as other community events. So moving our students and our team into our beautiful buildings, which you just saw, is a huge accomplishment. But it's certainly not the finish line in our partnership for the pursuit of quality education and gender equality for the community. So on behalf of our whole team, thank you so much for being part of our family and for your continued support. And we just can't wait to continue working alongside you and to share the progress of our students, our school, and our other programs as they develop over the coming months and years. So we'd love to chat a bit more with you now. So I'll pass it back over to Heather and Courtney to finish us off with a Q&A. And I already see Mary's got her hand up, right, Sharili? So we're going to roll into it. Over to you, Heather.
Yeah, so I mean, really, we just want to open up the floor now to all of you to share your thoughts. If you were in Chajul last week or tuned into our Facebook Live and have any reflections, or if you have any questions for us, I hand it over to you, but let's start with Mary.
I was in Chajul last week, and I don't know when I've had more fun. It was just plain fun. And also an honor to be present, to witness the opening of the school. I'm at a loss for words, even though I don't sound like it. But anyway, the reason I raised my hand is that I think we ought to teach everybody the Horizontes Colegio chair.
Maybe people want to unmute themselves for a minute so Mary can teach us and we can make a little bit of noise.
Oh, hold on. Okay. So it starts like this. And sometimes a helpful person will say uno, dos, tres while we're doing this. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say uno, dos, tres. And then I think you all know what else we do because you've seen it. There we go. Laura's just done it. So uno, dos, tres. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Mary. Sorry. Thank you so much, Mary. So I'll ask everyone to mute again for the Q&A. And Fresh Day, it looks like you have your hand up. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you. I just want to say that it is beyond belief what you guys have accomplished in, well, 3 years. 3 years ago, a group of us from Santa Cruz were there and we saw the location of the school. And it was just like, I don't want to say a hole in the ground, but it was kind of like way out there and it can't believe what has happened to it. So I'm just rejoicing here to see what has happened. I'm so happy for those kids and for that whole community, really. I do have one question, and my question is that, are there any, when you're selecting the students for like next year, are there any students who are not able to get in because of the quantity, let's say, issue? Thank you.
Thanks for the question. I'll go ahead and answer that. Yes, and I think that it will be something in the future that as our fame grows, as it already is in the community, that there's going to be more and more students that would love to be part of our program. And unfortunately, we are limited to just one class. So currently we're planning to be able to have each year, we'll have a new class of 25 students. So while it makes an incredible impact, there are many more students that might want to join our program. And so we have a very fair and comprehensive selection process. But there definitely are students that aren't able to join us. One of the things that's really important to us in our programming is that we also have our library, which is there to serve the entire community. And while it's not the same as being able to have them in our school, we know that we can still support all of the students as they're going through elementary school, middle school, and high school in the library as well. And if we could do everything we wanted to do, we surely would serve even more students in the future. But right now, 25 each year feels plenty ambitious to get all the way through middle school and high school.
Any other questions? Feel free to either chime in or put your hand icon up.
Also, if there aren't questions, but anybody else who was with the group last week who does want to share a reflection or anything, we're happy to hear that too. But yeah, just feel free to chime in wherever you want. Lindsay's saying in the chat, and I'm with her, who wants to go next year? I wasn't able to go this year either. And I think there may be a bunch of us who would like to go to Chajul next year. So let us know if that's of interest and we'll certainly be in touch. I see waving.
I will say that I was amazed with the enthusiasm, the quality, the whole place. It was just an awesome experience to go and celebrate with everybody. I'm Mary McCabe's mom. So yeah, it was incredible.
So it looks like Dirk has his hand up.
Yes, my question is, how is the town itself reacting to the school? The general population of the town, are they excited about this? Have you experienced any feedback from them?
Thanks. The town is very excited, and certainly to and it's showing a whole new view of what education could bring. I don't think anybody had in mind that how fast a quality education could change students and their confidence and their abilities. And then and also many of the town is in love with the building. We've had a number of other school professionals and parents and transportation drivers and people that we've interacted that have just said, you know, how beautiful the building itself is as well. We're doing our best to share it with the entire educational community. We don't view ourselves as their competitors, and we're trying very hard so that they also don't view us as a competitor. This year, we're providing teacher training to all of the different elementary schools in Chajul with some of our professionals and contractors that we have on staff. And through that way, we're trying to send the message to the different school directors and professionals and Ministry of Education that we're here to support education in Chajul at large and not be a competitor to the rest of education in the area.
Thanks for that question, Dirk. Anyone else have any comments or anything else they would like to share? We are getting to 9 p.m. Eastern. It looks like Katie Doyle has her hand up from Philanthropies.
Hi, everyone. I knew I would regret if I didn't speak up and just say hello to everybody, and just an unbelievable accomplishment. And just throughout this whole hour, thinking so much about Katie Morrow and Vero and everyone who's been a part of this, and Lindsay and Courtney. Hi, everybody. So amazing to see this. And I think what I wanted to share that I think so many of you feel and know is that LHI is truly a family, and they've entered so humbly into the community of Chajul, and with every step built trust and built family ties, and really fostered a sense of community and alignment with the Mayan Ixil culture. And I just can't say enough about the incredible discipline, patience, love that has taken. And so I just think the world of each one of you, and I'm so grateful for everything that you're doing, all the support that everyone has provided, and all of the work from all the folks at Limitless Horizons Ixil. And it's just incredible. I found myself having lots of tears and lots of text messages with Vero to congratulate her for the 80th time on this incredible event. And so just, I can't wait to see the school. So congrats everybody, and thank you so much.
All right, we're at our hour. Our official program is over. Thank you so much, Katie, for that reflection, and to all of you for joining us tonight. On behalf of the whole board and everyone at Limitless Horizons Ixil, we're just so grateful again for you joining us and celebrating this incredible milestone. Yeah, we know many of you do, but we invite y'all to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, if you don't already, for the latest updates and photos from our students and team. And you'll be able to see the final community pavilion and sport court when that's all finished in a few weeks, I think, and everything like that. So, you know, feel free to stay on and chat. I know a few of us have another little bit of time, if you have more questions, but I'm really just wanted to share our gratitude, and we hope everybody has a lovely rest of the evening. So thank you all. Gracias, Tantush.